Hi everyone, today we're gonna talk about another beast that people tend to suffer, always with the objective of improving your decision making to bring to you better outcomes. I expect this video will help you. I expect you already to help me by subscribing and future seeing other videos in that channel to make you a better person. And then, what's gonna be the talk that we're gonna have today is gonna be the Jevons paradox or the rebound effect. It's another type of thing that people tend to suffer a lot. And then, as the best way as possible to fight bees, we need to understand it. Obviously, trying to be as much illustrative as possible by kind of getting real examples that can be shown so the presence of rebound effect when we're more susceptible and so how to fight these bees. So Jevons paradox is the observation that as a technology improves the efficiency of resource use, the rate of consumption of that resource can actually increase. So basically what this can be said is that why we have whole so much information. That's why we talk so much about the changes that we have to do about how we use our resources, because the reality is that the way that we create energy, that so is essential to everything that you use it, everything that goes off from the computer, cell phone, manufacturing, everything needs energy. Then obviously so is coming mainly still by the coal. And then so what's our problem? The reality is that we want to seek or to use the coal better, so by the units that are limited that exist, because the coal is made by the the, the, the animals that have already died, and then so they have been in they have been inside so from the earth, and then they have created the coal, and then the coal is used to produce energy. So what's the best way to be sustainable? Or we use the coal, the by unity of coal that we spend to generate as much energy as possible, or we arrange other way or other source of energy. One of the measures so to try to fight to be more sustainable is trying to use better the coal. And what we could think, well, why not produce technologies, the technology that's the industries that create that are existent that creates energy? Why don't try to make them more efficient, and then so we're going to decrease the amount of coal that is needed to kind of so provide to the demand that exists today that the people want. Why not use it? The reality is that it will be so smart to reduce the effects that the coal has. But the reality is that this increase of efficiency, what this will come? Efficiency, it is really kind of connected with costs. So if something tends to be more efficiency and has to be more efficiency, so it kind of remains and comes close with that, with as well the diminishing of the costs. Efficiency talks about costs. And then what we normally tend to see is that when something is more cheaper, what do? Sometimes we spend more in terms of quantities that we were spending in the past. And then so in the final of the counts, we have to spend much, but obviously what will be a difference is that in supermarket I have so get more quantities because we're cheap, but I've spent the same quantity. And that's something that can apply as an analogy for the reality. See, because the usage of coal can be called as like lower in terms of prices by unity, what can sometimes generate is that I gonna spend the same type of money that I've got, but then so I'm gonna even use more coal since it has become a bit more like cheap to use it as a source of energy. And then in the matter of fact, we have not this type of efficiency is like a trade-off. I create efficiency, but in the minds of people, by being more efficient is more cheap, and by being more cheap, people's gonna have more type of money to buy even more, which so is gonna give in the end of the day the equal amount of spent, then depending if the efficiency of not have changed. And then so it's something that's kind of a paradox, that's why it comes with the name. So in simple terms, when something becomes cheaper to use, we tend to use it more, which can offset or even exceed the benefits of the efficiency gains that was so the main type of efficiency from that pressure to have more effectiveness was to reduce the money and the quantities that this resource was being spent, but in reality it can be spent the same or even more. And then so the origin of paradox, where this come, introduced by the economist. This is a problem of economy. William Stanley Jevons in the 19th century, he noticed that the coal became more efficiently used in steam engines. The overall demand for coal actually went up because at the layoff market, people want to go the things that are most cheap and can satisfy so their needs. And then instead of selling coal, improved efficiency made more economically attractive, leading to greater consumption overall. What are the contemporary examples? Fuel efficiency in vehicles. Modern cars are built to be much more fuel efficient than their predecessors. While these improvements should reduce the fuel consumption, many drivers end up driving longer distance or choosing larger, more powerful vehicles because the operating cost is lower. The net effect can be increase in total fuel usage. Home energy improvements as well. When households invest in better insulation, energy efficient appliances, smart thermostats, their energy bills drops. With lower energy costs, some households might increase their energy use in other areas, like spending more time at home with additional electronic devices. Digital data consumption as internet speeds and data compression improves. Streaming services offer high quality video at lower costs. This can lead to longer viewing times or more frequent streaming, ultimately driving up data usage. And then so why does rebound effect happen? It's simple. Cost savings leads to increased usage, which more something has less cost to remain in quality. Better so gonna be our perception of utility, a ranking, which so leads to us having a perception of usage like the cost of opportunity of not using these resources increase, which so makes me a pressure to go to buy it. And so behavioral changes, lower operating costs can change user behavior. And marketing expansion as efficiency improvements makes product or service more accessible. New markets or consumer segments can emerge, further boosting overall consumption. That's something that I tend to see, which more so something tends to be cheaper, more people are able to buy it, which so increases the demand. And then so section what you're gonna have to talk like we understand when this happens, why this happens, when we're more susceptible is then so when the things something becomes more cheaper because as a result to trying to face a problem, so to make it try to make it some more efficient, remaining producing the same but at lower costs. But so then what creates is this I have exponential type of increase of demand, which so creates the same quantity of resources being spent as much as in the past. And then so what we have to understand is that we have to fight the rebound effect. Understanding the rebound effect is crucial for policymakers and business alike. Here are some strategies to help mitigate its impact. Implement complementary policies. Efficiency improvements should be paired with measures like energy taxes or consumption caps to discourage overuse. So it's an example of how by being more complex, of not falling in the laziness of just doing some type of law expecting so what it comes, having deepening, going more deep, understanding better the stakeholders. And it's simple. Stakeholders. The stakeholders, this man is kind of close to me. They are people. What I'm gonna do if I'm in the same position as other ones, if something gets more cheap, probably. So I'm gonna buy more. It's simple. Just putting in the position of other, and it's simple because other ones are close to me. We're both the same species. We tend to have the same type of behavior. So it's not falling in lazily. So we cannot. It's another type of thing. So to not falling in combating this is not being lazy. Understanding the other one and understand the other one. So it helps me to understand what can be the potential consequence of my policy. Educate consumers, raising awareness about the rebound effect can help individuals make more informed decisions about their consumptions habits. And obviously, talking all about that, this is more so kind of closed and looking for the policies for economists. We have as well to understand that this is all about this volume because what? Because we have to use the resource as much as possible. And we have now the concernings about so if we're sustainable the way that we live or not. And then so we have to encourage sustainable practice, promote a culture of sustainability where efficiency gains we seen as a step towards reducing overall consumption, not just cutting costs. So it's kind of working in the decision making of the person, trying to understand it's just not because something has increased in efficiency and so become more lower in terms of pricing, so more as utilities perceived. We have to work so we try to encourage. So if we're encouragement, we have to try to disencourage the effects or the changes in behavior that could possibly so being created by the differentiation so that has happened in a product that becomes more efficient and so more cheap. And then we have to work with the people trying and putting in the position of the other ones to understand so the decision making that people do to be someone that is more prone to create better solutions, because I'm going to understand better the persons that I'm trying to impact with the changes in my policies. So I expect these videos help you, as I expect as well you can help me by seeing it, putting a like, and going for other ones. See you in next one.